Jimin BTS' unexpected expression when talking about the mysterious woman. Is he secretly jealous? Seoul. A surprising statement came from BTS Jimin during a limited interview following a moment that sparked uproar among fans: the presence of a mysterious woman next to Jungkook at a private event. In an atmosphere filled with tension and increasing media spotlight, Jimin's comment became the main focus, especially due to the emotional undertone. Was Jimin simply offering a general perspective, or was there a hidden tone of jealousy in his words? Jimin's statement didn't come in the form of open confrontation, but through carefully chosen words rich with meaning. He opened his comment with a sentence that made many people hold their breath. "I don't want to speculate, but sometimes what happens offstage can be more complicated than it seems." This sentence, though seemingly diplomatic, actually triggered various interpretations among fans and South Korean entertainment industry analysts. There's a reason why this statement is considered emotionally nuanced. Previously, in leaked footage from the private event, Jimin was seen glancing at Jungkook and the mysterious woman with a frozen expression, then chose to remain silent throughout the interaction. A stance that contrasts with Jimin's well-known expressive and open personality. When asked for further response about the moment, Jimin answered briefly but quite shockingly, "I hope what happened that night isn't misunderstood. But I'm human too." This sentence immediately sparked speculation. Was Jimin referring to disappointment, or a form of jealousy that he couldn't directly express? Observers of Korean pop culture believe that Jimin's statement might be an expression of internal emotional conflict he rarely shows to the public. This isn't about who the woman is or her relationship with Jungkook. This is about personal dynamics between members, which sometimes can't be separated from emotions, said Professor Han Min-ju of Korea National University of Arts. Speculation about Jimin's jealousy grew stronger with the resurfacing of past clips showing deep closeness between Jimin and Jungkook. Fans, especially from the jikook community, believe Jimin's shock in that moment wasn't just due to being unprepared, but rather an emotional reaction to something he had never directly faced before, seeing Jungkook getting close with another woman in a very personal atmosphere. However, it's important to note that to this day, there's been no official statement from the agency or Jungkook himself regarding the woman's identity, let alone the status of their relationship. This fact makes Jimin's comment the only narrative the public can dissect to unravel the emotional tension that arose after the incident. In the same interview, Jimin also added, "We are family. But even in a family, feelings can be hard to express." This statement again opened space for interpretation regarding the possibility of internal dynamics shifting within the group. Many also see this as a sign that Jimin may be going through a serious internal conflict. The public now wonders, if Jimin truly felt jealous, does it indicate a deeper relationship between him and Jungkook? Or is it merely an emotional bond as groupmates who've been through so much together? Is such jealousy natural in a professional relationship lasting more than a decade? Or does it signal something more complex and personal? Fan responses were split. Some believe Jimin has every right to feel any emotion as a normal human being, including jealousy. Others think the focus should not be on Jimin's feelings, but on the group's professionalism and the privacy boundaries that should be respected. One thing's for sure, Jimin's comment reignited a long-standing debate on emotional dynamics within the group that have rarely been spotlighted publicly. More broadly, what Jimin revealed touches on a deeper issue about how public figures, especially K-pop idols, hide their feelings to maintain image and harmony in the public eye. Behind the smiles and perfect stage choreography are emotions that can't always be controlled. Jimin's statement seemed to briefly lift the curtain on the vulnerable side of a major star who's always appeared strong. The question now is, will this affect BTS' internal relationships? Will Jimin speak further about this issue openly, or withdraw from the spotlight for a while? One thing is clear. A seemingly simple short statement has triggered a domino effect that shows no signs of stopping. Amid growing speculation, the public is invited to reflect. Are we too quick to read an expression and label it as jealousy? Or are we turning a blind eye to emotional dynamics that are actually very human? In the strict and disciplined world of K-pop, is there still space for an idol to express jealousy openly without being pulled into controversy? Perhaps this is the time for fans and the broader public to reconsider how we view the emotions of the artists we idolize. Because behind the camera lights, they are still human, with hearts, feelings, and wounds that can't always be voiced. Jimin, Jungkook, and the mysterious woman. emotion, suspicion, or engineered sensation. An invitation to think critically. Seoul. Amid the intense flow of digital information and public attention on the South Korean entertainment industry, a fundamental question arises that should be the main focus when addressing the controversy between BTS Jimin, Jungkook, and the mysterious woman who's been widely discussed. Does everything we see and hear truly reflect reality? Or are we merely witnessing fragments of a narrative crafted to generate sensation and shape opinion? What initially appeared to be an emotional reaction from Jimin toward the woman's presence has now evolved into widespread speculation. Questions arise, pulling the public into a battle between reason and curiosity. Is Jimin truly jealous? Or are his expression and words being twisted by media and content creators to chase attention and algorithms? It's important to know that the information about this incident originates from various alternative media sources such as TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and online forums. Short clips, screenshots, and facial expression analyses have formed the basis of a narrative that has yet to be officially confirmed. Even now, no statement from any official agency confirms that the event actually happened as interpreted by the public. So, are we talking about reality? Or are we being deceived by a narrative construction triggered by social media algorithms? Note that the modern entertainment industry is highly sensitive to public opinion dynamics. Many parties exploit fans' emotional responses to boost traffic, popularity, and profit. In this context, could the idea of Jimin's jealousy merely be part of an indirect marketing strategy? Or is it truly a genuine human reaction accidentally caught on camera? This is the time for the public to ask, are we consuming information consciously or impulsively? If we refer to basic principles of journalism and information ethics, every quoted data or statement should have verification, source confirmation, and full context. But in reality, much of the current circulating content is based on personal interpretations by social media creators with no journalistic foundation. A 15-second video can be turned into a 10-minute narrative filled with assumptions and emotions that may not reflect the actual facts. The question: can the public still distinguish between fact and opinion? In this case, the narrative about Jimin's jealousy could reflect personal emotion, or it might be an exaggerated interpretation stemming from public expectations of BTS internal relations. Even emotional bonds between group members are often sentimentally interpreted by fans, leading to ships that are sometimes far from reality. Could it be that we as the public have formed a collective bias and begun to believe in something that may not have happened? Of course, we can't deny that Jimin's reaction, regardless of whether jealousy is the context, is part of his humanity. But it's important to realize that human emotions are not public consumables that can be generalized into a single narrative. Jimin might have been tired, under pressure from schedules, or dealing with something unrelated to the mysterious woman. If so, is it fair for us to simplify a person's complex expression into one meaning? Jealousy. We invite readers to reflect. Every time we read or listen to a narrative from social media, ask yourself, is this fact or perception? Is the source reliable? Am I being led to think a certain way by a dominant narrative in media? Let's consider the reality of the entertainment industry. Behind the glitz of the stage and star charisma lies a highly structured communication strategy. Many natural moments are actually well planned, and some issues are deliberately released to gauge or steer public response. Thus, could the mysterious woman's presence be a distraction tactic? Or was Jimin's reaction intentionally exposed to shape a new image amid the group's post-military service internal changes? Whatever the answer, the public should not remain passive consumers. It's time we become skeptical, critical, and reflective readers. Not to reject all information, but to not swallow it blindly without rational thought. We understand that issues like this easily spark emotional reactions, especially among loyal and protective fans. But loyalty must not obscure objectivity, and protection must not block honest thinking. Therefore, once again we stress, the truth behind this information still requires further clarification.